What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. After Sound here, bringing you Splinterlands content every single day. We also stream right here on this channel every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday morning. So come by and say hello. All right, well, it's a late Sunday night update from the team, and I was ready to go to sleep, but this popped up, and I had to talk about it. So it was posted like 26 minutes ago. I've had a chance to read through it twice already, and I'm going to go through it with you because there are some huge changes coming up. Some that I was not even on my radar did I think this was going to happen. But I do believe we're going to be talking about this for the next couple of days. The Yabamat is going to be on the town hall tomorrow, so there should be plenty to discuss, but these will be just some initial thoughts and kind of walking you guys through this in case you don't want to go read this, although it's only an 8-minute read, so it's not too long. Or if you want to read it with me, well, I appreciate you being here. So this is the Ranked Rewards updates follow-up. Now, there were two changes that were made just a couple of weeks ago, and actually, before we even get into this, I have to say that I was wrong. When Agro was talking about this fire hose of stuff that'd be coming out, I didn't take him at his word, and I was just like, we'll see about this fire hose. But man, it seems like every other week we're getting something pretty great here. So these changes are set for not this coming week, but the week after. And we have Modern this week. So we got Modern, then we got the changes, then we got the end of the airdrop. Oh my goodness, it's going to be some crazy stuff. So here we go. Let's talk about the changes. Now, the two changes that they already implemented on June 28th were the daily focuses being changed to the current league and the starter card reward shares reduction with the formula change to punish those using starter cards even more. Now, they have changes planned for the week of 7/18. We knew that there were going to be some new daily focuses coming in, so that will be here after roughly 3 seasons. We only got 3 seasons of Splinter Spam. All right, maybe like 3.5, 3.25 seasons. That's not too bad. I mean, considering where things have been before, that's actually, I think, really impressive that we were able to get these massive changes. So these new focuses, the plan is to add 10 to 15 of these types, and each one is going to focus on a few different abilities with a common theme. Now, they've given this example before, but it's going to be like playing with at least one card that has Sneak, Snipe, or the Opportunity ability. Now, these new focuses alongside of the existing element-based focuses, so it'll be possible to get either type of focus each day. Now, please note that not all these ability-based focuses will be available in lower leagues due to fewer cards having abilities in those leagues. We have evaluated each of the new focuses based on how many cards are required, and they've essentially made a decision there. So you may not see all of them if you're playing at bronze, maybe see a little bit more in silver. I'm assuming gold and up. Again, I don't know. We'll find out tomorrow. But I would feel like gold and up, you'd probably see most of them, if not all. All right, so the daily focus mechanic is also getting an update. Now, they did give us a little bit of a preview on this in the last update, saying that they don't want it to be an all or nothing system. And that's kind of what they listed out here, meaning that you have to play your element, or upcoming, you'll have to play whatever your specific focus is. Every single battle you fight, if you win, you will be eligible to receive some R shares towards your daily focus. Now, the benefit will be to use the cards and get a bonus on those. So the example that they give here is if you have a life element daily focus, then they will still earn focus points based on the reward shares earned from the battle. But if they choose a life element and use life cards in the battle, so it'd be interesting to choose, well, I guess you have to choose a life summoner, so you'll always have a life card there, but then you go like all neutral cards or something. You'll still get something for your summoner. Unless it's a starter card, then you don't get anything. So they will receive a bonus rewards for each of the life cards they used. So please note that the focus specific cards will provide a bonus to the overall reward shares earned, which will apply to focus points, season points, and DEC earned from the battle, just like the other bonuses that can be earned by using gold foil cards or older edition cards. So if you're familiar with the bonuses for using gold foil or alpha and beta cards, this is going to be exactly like that. Additionally, the number of reward shares required to earn both the daily focus chest and season chest will be increased across all leagues as part of this change to compensate for the increased amount of reward shares that will be earned from the battles. All right, so that makes sense. The first time I read it, I was like, do they really need to increase it? But I guess if they're increasing the amount of bonuses, then it makes sense that they are going to increase the amount needed to reach certain thresholds. So they're saying here that the focus and splinter element no longer guaranteed to be active. So the above two changes allow us to no longer set the player's current focus element to always be active for every battle each day. So going forward, players need to have a more diverse selection of cards in order to ensure they will have cards from the active splinter in each bladder in each battle. So players owning or renting more cards is something we are looking to encourage. That is the key point in this paragraph and probably in this whole top section. So we hope this change will drive even more demand and value in the card market. All right, here's one of the big changes that caught me off guard. But changing the minimum card rental time to 2 days. Now, essentially, it's going to be the same type of system, but when you go to rent a card, you are going to commit to it for 2 days. And if you cancel 10 minutes after you rent the card, you are still going to keep it for those 2 days. It will cancel after the end of those 2 days. After the 2 days have passed, the rentals will continue on a daily basis as is normal for payments, cancellations, and extensions. So they're saying we believe this change should have minimal impact to most players, especially when combined with the other changes mentioned above, but it should help to reduce some exploits around renting cards for a single day and burning down the ECR on an account. So please note that we will continue to monitor data, and it may be necessary to increase the minimum rental time in the future, but we wanted to start with a small change and see how it goes first. So this could be the first of many. Now, let's break this down for a second. When we were all doing splinter spam, this would have hurt everybody, right? Because you get a splinter focus for the day, and all you do is you go and you rent those cards for a single day. Well, now they're essentially doubling the costs, and it seems as though this is aimed at bots specifically that will just go in, or bots or exploits, whoever is using that exploit, and going in and just renting cards for that specific splinter to play that out for the day. Now, by adding in the other, in conjunction with the other changes, adding in the other focuses, what that's going to do is require people to have more diverse decks. So if you are a splinter bot or exploit or whatever it is, you will now be punished by essentially being charged twice as much for rentals, which I think is actually kind of a big deal. Now, for those who are doing this, and I hate to call it an exploit, I know that they called it one here, but for those who are doing this, it was a good run, right? But we all knew that the splinter spam would be ending, so I don't think that this should be a huge shock to you, right? The fact that splinter spam is ending and now you might need to rent cards across different splinters. But if you are, let's say, renting for a season, or at least a couple of days that you'll be playing, then it makes sense. I think 2 days should be fine. So I'm actually okay with this. I think it's a smart way for them to go about it and try to discourage this kind of 1 day renting, burning down ECR, and just going for it. But there's a part of it that still isn't sitting right. I'm okay with it, but it's still like I gotta see how it goes. I don't rent cards very much, so to be honest, this is not something that I feel like will affect me at all, because when I go rent cards, yes, I was one of those people that would go in and rent for a single day, but I even stopped doing that after a while, right? Like I would just play with whatever I had, and that's that. I am curious though, for the people here on this channel that do rent cards on a daily or splinter focus basis, how is this going to affect you? Is this going to be a big deal? Because I don't think I'm representative of the rest of the community. So I want to hear from you guys how you're thinking through this minimal card rental time. Now, the thing that they say here is this change is separate and unrelated to the new season rentals feature announced in the last ranked rewards. And so if you missed it, they said that they are going to try and implement a season-long rental where when card lords, I suppose, go in, they can designate if the card should be rented for a day or minimum 2 days, or if it should be rented out for the rest of the season, and they give a daily price based off of that. It doesn't look like that is going to be live just yet. It's still in the works and discussed in more detail below, but I'll give you the preview. They didn't really say much else about it later. So that is still something that's coming, but in the meantime, it seems as though we're going to have to work with this 2-day rental system. Now, let's keep going. So the next thing is they are adding merits as a chest reward. This is interesting, and I know that the team has been focused on putting more emphasis and focus on the guild brawls. And so SPS rewards will be coming to guild brawls in the not too distant future. And as a result, we expect to see increased competitions in the phrase and higher demand for gladiator cards. For those not familiar with this, in order to get gladiator cards, you need to earn merits from fighting in phrase. You spend those merits to buy Gladius packs, and then you open those packs, and it's just like opening any other pack. But these cards are not NFTs. They are account specific, and you can't get any, you can't sell them or trade them or do anything. You can burn them for DEC, but with how difficult they are to get, this is going to be an interesting way to hopefully increase that, because now people will be able to start earning merits outside of the guild brawls. So they're saying here, in order to encourage more players to join guilds and participate in brawls, we will be adding merits as a possible chest reward. We expect merits to be found in approximately 10% of reward chests. For this change to occur, they are taking it away from the rewards cards. So this change will help slow the distribution of rewards cards and hopefully help them retain more value going forward. All right, there's a couple of things that we need to break down from just those two sentences. So for this change to occur, we'll be decreasing the percentage of chests that currently contain rewards cards, meaning that essentially the value of chests across every league is going to decrease, at least from how I'm understanding this, is going to decrease by 10%, because now you are going to be getting essentially a non-value reward, right? Something that you cannot cash out. You can't sell DEC or convert DEC into cash. You can't sell cards for DEC and then convert to cash. Potions at least have some kind of nominal value, right? Because you have to pay like 4 cents or 4 DEC, whatever it is for them. With Gladius cards, this is on a completely different thing. So it's going to reduce the rewards value that people get. And their hope with this, on the second half of the second sentence, I should say, is the hope is that they're trying to reduce the print rate of the current rewards cards. So that kind of goes into this what I've been talking about in a lot of previous videos, where I was just like, man, these rewards cards are getting printed so fast. So clearly the team feels the same way. It wasn't just me where I was looking at these numbers just tick up after every season and be like, we're gonna move through these things quite quickly. So the team is feeling that too. And the way that they're justifying this is by saying, if we slow down the distribution of rewards cards, then hopefully they wouldn't be going for pennies on the market, which is exactly what is happening right now. Now, are we benefiting from the pennies on the market? Yeah. So, we may see an uptick in rewards cards, but this is something that we'll have to dive into maybe in a separate video once we actually see this implemented out and see the actual impact on the rewards cards, as well as their prices and value in the marketplace. So the number of merits received from chests will be randomly determined, similar to DEC, and as always, higher league chests will contain far more merits on average than lower league. They say finally, the merit bonus from the guild store building will also apply to merits earned from the reward chest. So make sure to upgrade your stores. For example, a level 3 store will result in a 40% more merits that are found in reward chests. That is a pretty big deal. Okay, now this is something I think everybody's been calling for, but nobody actually really wanted. It's funny because I talked to Darkest Night about this. So I'm just like, hey, how do you feel about the higher potion thing in higher rewards? Like essentially getting like a potion multiplier the same way that Champ and Diamond and Gold all get DEC multipliers. And his response was straight up to me. He's just like, yeah, why would I want more of something that I don't want? I was like, that's a perfect way to look at it. But at the end of the day, potions do provide a value and packs are still available. So getting them, at least this should lower the blow at the higher leagues. If you get a potion now, hopefully there'll be some kind of potion multiplier. So it says one additional smaller change is that the higher league reward chest will contain potions, will give larger amount of potion charges, just like they give larger amount of DEC tokens. So I guess we saw that one coming. I think people were even asking for it. It makes logical sense. I think it makes a ton of sense. And so that essentially will provide a lot more value from a dollar standpoint, from a financial standpoint, for the higher leagues. But it's one of those things where you can't cash out. It has value, but only if you're going to use it in a specific way. All right, so here, future changes. Now, I talked about the season rentals. This is still being worked on, but they just wanted to remind everyone that it is on the roadmap. Here's where it gets interesting, and here's where it gets heavy, guys. I saved the best for last, just like they did. They are going to be replacing DEC rewards in ranked battles with SPS. So let me go ahead and actually read this out to you, at least most of it. So as most of you are probably aware, the year-long SPS airdrop is quickly coming to an end. Shortly after the airdrop ending, we hope to implement SPS ranked rewards for ranked battles in order to reward players with SPS tokens for their participation in the game. The plan is that all of the current DEC rewards for ranked battles, including tokens awarded for ranked battle wins and in-focus season reward chest, will be replaced with SPS tokens. This way, there will no longer be a huge supply of DEC tokens entering the market from ranked battle rewards, which will help stabilize the price around the value at which we accept them in the shop. DEC is about to get real scarce. Now, what will you be using DEC for? It's still a huge marketplace token, but it's essentially going to be wiped off the map. There will be none distributed, at least not in the way that it was before. We won't be getting them. There won't be a million printed every single day, or 2 million, which is interesting because they told us modern format. This must be why they delayed modern format. It makes so much sense now, because modern format originally was supposed to multiply the amount of DEC by 2, right? It was going to double the DEC rewards pool. This is what they said literally months ago, maybe even back to last year. And now we get modern format, which is kind of coinciding with the end of the airdrop. And we may get this double DEC for a little while since this isn't going live yet. But that's essentially going to be removed because they don't want to be flooding the market with more DEC, it seems like. So there is a fixed supply of 7.5 million SPS tokens per month allocated to ranked battle rewards, and this supply will be proportioned out between ranked battle wins and focus season chests with a separate pool for each chest tier. This is kind of great. And I think is going to be overlooked by some folks, but I wanted to make sure that I highlighted it. There's going to be separate pools for each chest tier, which means that similar to how bots in bronze used to farm all of the DEC out of the pool, now there's not one pool for everybody, right? So if the bots in bronze or wherever they end up being are still farming, they're going to have their own pool to farm from. And people playing in silver, gold, champion, and what did I miss? Diamond are all going to have their own pools. So that, I think, is a huge upgrade for this, and it makes a lot of sense. And I feel like they should have done that with DEC a lot earlier. So all the exact details about SPS Ranked Battle Rewards will be provided before it is released, but we expect that it will significantly help towards our goal of incentivizing players to move up to higher leagues in the game, rather than using multiple accounts at lower leagues. Finally, keep in mind that even at current market prices, the overall value of the 7.5 million SPS per month available for Ranked Battle Rewards is significantly higher than the value of the DEC tokens currently awarded through the ranked battle on a monthly basis. And actually, I want to calculate that out. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to pull up, got to open up my calculator here. Not my calendar, my calculator. Oh, that's gigantic. But with where SPS is right now, we're getting 7.5 million per month times, we'll just say 5 cents, right? That's kind of where SPS has been. When you look at that, that's $375,000 in value brought to you every single month. Multiply that by 12, and we have $4.5 million in SPS. That's a lot of money in SPS coming out. DEC, on the other hand, DEC was never very high. At PEG, right, and that PEG's where it's supposed to be, 1 million DEC times the 0.001 at PEG was $1,000 times 365 days. And that's $365,000 in rewards from DEC at PEG versus SPS at 5 cents being 4.5 million. So the rewards on this game are about to get significantly higher. Here's the big thing, though, and I have been screaming this, shouting this from the mountaintops for the longest time. It just makes me more bearish on SPS. And when people are earning SPS as the token, especially because you cannot transact in SPS, okay? You cannot transact in SPS within the game. You will need to sell out of your SPS in order to buy cards. You will also be selling out of your SPS for all the people out there who are who use this game as a way to earn money and put food on the table. They will be selling their SPS that they win. They no longer have DEC to be doing that. So it's actually made me a little bit more bearish on the SPS price at least in the short term. We know that and from what we're seeing now, it sounds like the team has a lot of ideas for hopefully some SPS utility in the future. But at 5 cents, yikes. That's a lot. That's a lot of money. $4.5 million paid out to players in a single year. Now, here's the thing. 4.5 million, or let's go with the 7.5 million per month. Let's say SPS actually does the unthinkable and drops down to a penny, 0.01. Now we're paying out $75,000 a month times 12 months, and that's $900,000 a year. That's much more in line with where the game was. So again, I'm not trying to be bearish. I'm just trying to compare apples to apples here, or apples to like Granny Smith to Red Delicious apples. I know it's not a perfect comparison, but I'm gonna have to see it to believe it. If SPS can hold its value at this point in time without any real utility outside of what we've had for a while, which it got shortchanged on the voucher side and tournaments being the other side, I don't know. It makes me a little nervous for where SPS price is going. I don't think that I'm going to sell right now. And also I'd have to wait until tomorrow morning for my SPS to unstake and then sell. But I'm just letting you guys know that it makes me a little bit more bearish on SPS overall because of the way that it's being used. Again, we went from it getting given out like candy for the airdrop, where now it's given out like candy, but you got to work for it. You got to work for this candy just a little bit. You got to pay for your lunch with some sweat equity in the game, or a bot. But you know what I'm saying. So this is probably the most interesting development, and I would say I wouldn't be surprised to see some of these coming up very soon. So what I was going to say before I cut myself off at the beginning was, we got the updates on June 28th, and it looks as though we are going to get the next round of updates in this week. So 3 weeks later, in July 18th. So we get the end of the airdrop the following week on July 26th, I believe is the last day of the airdrop. I wouldn't be surprised if we see this implemented in the first week of August, at the earliest, right? All I'm saying is that it could come as early as this first week of August if the team has everything ready to go and can kind of align it as closely as possible with the end of the airdrop. So again, that's just speculation. I don't know when. Maybe we'll get a little bit more information from Yabamat during the town hall tomorrow. But guys, this is huge stuff. This is literally game changing. This is economy changing, and I don't know how it all shakes out. But I'm excited to enter this next phase of Splinterlands with you all, and I think it's gonna be a fun time. Again, I remain so incredibly bullish on this game. I love all of the changes that they've been implementing, and I do actually. Here's the thing: I knew that SPS ranked for battle rewards were going to come at some point. I didn't know that DEC was going to be taken out of the equation completely. So this really caught me off guard. But we're going to see how this plays out, and we're going to see how this affects the token values. I mean, I need to hop into the Discords now and start discussions and see how people are thinking about this in different ways. But let's continue the discussion here. Let me know how you're thinking about all of these changes, and we will go from there. I will catch you all in the next video, and I will see you around the game. Have an amazing rest of your day. Take care.